Beep, beep, beep. The steady ping of a vital monitor fills my ears. Blinding fluorescent lights shine off the stock sterile lights and walls of a hospital corridor. Each step I take echoes loudly, reverberating through the empty halls as I make my way to her room. My heart pounds in my chest like a drum. Beep, beep, beep. The steady ping of a vital monitor fills my ears. Blinding fluorescent lights shine off of stark, sterile walls of a hospital's corridor. Each step I take echoes loudly, reverberating through the empty halls as I make my way to her room. My heart pounds in my chest like a drumbeat, the anxiety and fear building with each passing second. I reach her door, and it looms before me, menacingly. My heart trembles as I push it open. There she is, laying in a hospital bed, frail, vulnerable. A tube snakes from her arm, her face gaunt and drawn. My mother, the woman who was once my pillar of strength. But she's not alone. No, sitting by her bed, facing away from the door is me. The doppelganger's head turns enough for me to stare at me with one eye. Disdain is plain across his features. He doesn't have a scar, but his face is marred by shadows that never seem to disappear, no matter where he stands in the light. His voice drips with contempt as he speaks. What are you doing here? You had your chance to grieve. You threw it away. Her brow furrows and I step into the room. I try to speak, but he stands up to face me, clenching his fists and cutting me off. You think after everything you've done you can just go back to being a normal person? He sneers, words sliding out like venom. You're nothing but a thug. A stain for everything she stood for. His words cut through me like a knife, each syllable a painful reminder of who I've become. I try to find the words to defend myself, but anything I can muster dies in my throat. He continues, on and on with the mockery. How long until Olivia realizes this is pointless? I stiffen. He grins at me maliciously. How long until you hurt her too? I blink, and my mother's form in the bed is replaced by Olivia. She's pale, her breathing shallow, only aided by the mask she wears. A wave of nausea passes over me as the doppelganger steps up to her with a somber expression, running his hand gently through her hair. Oh, she doesn't deserve this. But you'll do it anyway. His hand suddenly snaps out like a viper's, wrapping around her throat and squeezing. Try to run forward to stop him, but my legs feel like they're stuck in quicksand. I can only watch this twisted version of myself choke the life out of the girl I've come to care for. I sit up in the bed. Nurse's office bed. A strangled gasp. Covered in cold sweat. Oh. My gaze turns to Olivia, who's starting to sit up in a chair groggily. How long until I hurt her too, huh? Fuck off. These stupid dreams. Nurse's office is a room within the building. So there's no windows, but even from here I could tell it's storming like a bitch right now. Olivia rubs at her eyes, stirring. What? Suddenly both our phones blare out a droning alarm. I pull out of my pocket to give it a read. Emergency alert severe. National Weather Service. A monsoon warning is in effect for this area. Heavy rainfall, strong winds pose life-threatening risks, including flash floodings and landslides. Please take immediate precautions to protect yourself and your property. Please shelter in place until the warning clears. I barely had time to register before the door flies open and the Atticon steps in, hunched over and soaked to the bone, completely exhausted looking. I slide myself into a sitting position on the bed, just a little bit alarmed. You alright, Atticon? He gives out one heavy breath and clears his throat, leaning up. How do you lean up? He straightens up. Ah, yes. Sorry about that. The faculty is doing a sweep of the campus right now. Apparently there's a monsoon scare going on. Why does he say right now twice? Going on is so much better. I hold up my phone, the warning still plastered across it. He gives it a look and, yep, that's the one. I stare at myself again. There's an obvious question. I never been in a monsoon. Are we gonna be alright? I can't take a seat in one of the chairs, leaning back with a soft sigh. Oh, of course. Schools are designated shelters for the worst events. If anything, you're safer here than at home. Aren't they open always here? He nods and raises a finger in objection. Yes, but we can have covers we can raise it with a winch, which is coincidentally what I was just doing. I nod. Olivia, of course, we're still waking up. What are we doing now? No shelter in place. We'll be stuck here for a few hours. Come, let's get to my classroom. This part of school tends to flood a little bit during times like this. He stands up and stretches, popping his back with a silent grunt as he leads us out of the nurse's office towards his room. I become keenly aware of the fact that I'm still not wearing a shirt. A little awkward walking around school like that. Say, Atticon, what happened to my jacket? Oh, the janitor's trash, completely soaked in blood. A damn shame it was quite snazzy, too. I rumble angrily as we finish the trek to the classroom and head inside. I regret ripping my shirt up. I don't mind. The Atticon slumps behind his desk, leering at Olivia. Please behave yourself, young lady. He's the one without a shirt on. I sit down next to her. I'm also the one with 2 holes in my shoulder. Speaking of which, do you think scars are cool? I gesture at my new scars. Thank you, Demetrius. Olivia smirks. Yeah, you look like another guy from Fighting Spirit. Minus the hair. Oh, really? Damn, we gotta watch that soon. We could do that right now if you don't mind huddling around the phone. Huddling with you? That's an invitation I'll accept any day. Olivia giggles and starts pulling out a phone, but the Atticon interrupts with a clear throat. Actually, why don't you use this time to catch up on some of your homework? I'm sure you have some work from other classes still pending, and I can't think of a better time to tackle that than now. But today's been rough. Can't we do this instead? Or at least finish our naps? That's fine too, but aren't you falling hot behind grade-wise in some of your classes? I'm not. Olivia appears me hopefully for a brief moment before focusing attention on the Atticon. Maybe? He crosses his arms and leans forwards on his desk, peering at her with a raised eyebrow. We're doing a lot of verb repetition in like the worst possible way because if you might have noticed, right? A lot of these, this is something, I know that you feel like you have to clarify this, but your dialogue can carry its own emotional timbre to an extent, you know? You know, let characters' personality shine through at a certain point. Also, if you're doing this many fucking new lines on everything, you especially should. Because holy shit, this is your text like 70% just new lines. All I'm saying is, I'm so mad! Ah, that wasn't great. What the heck? Okay, well, enough minor distractions. Let's move on. He crosses his arms, leans forward on the desk, scrutinizing her. I have another one of the stare-offs, and Olivia apparently loses it since she swings her head back and groans. Ah, fine. I'll catch up on some of that work. I pat his shoulder with a smirk. Don't worry, your strong, intelligent, and wonderful boyfriend will help you. Atticon chuckles as he withdraws some papers and starts grading. And Olivia just gives me a leer. She puts her phone away and hefts out a gargantuan math book. It's a table with a loud clunk, followed by a notebook. After some cajoling, she starts working on it with my help. Even with me chipping in, though, she really looked like she'd rather be doing anything else. Eventually, she's had enough and slams the book shut with a huff, furrowing her brow. So,
I would like to point out, don't you have the same math book? Neither of you took any math electives. That's the same book you do. Why are you so impressed by it?
Nope, can't do it. Sorry, I need to do literally anything else.
Well, I have one particular thing I need help with, but I need both of you to help with it. But you in particular should have to do something I'm not quite sure you could do, given how frequently you seem to get yourself injured. Hey, I can do it! Compared to the chestnuts, these little holes in... Compared to these chest cuts, these holes in my shoulder ain't nothing. What you got for us, Teach? Alright. It's back here. You follow him as he opens the door, greeted with the crimson glow of a dark room. I think I heard him mention this at some point, but I'm gonna be real. I don't pay any single lick of attention in photography class. Ben does try his best to keep me engaged, bless his heart, but good God, I'm only passing because of my autopilot note-taking skills and my ability to make acceptable photographs, and I really need to. It still looks neat, eh? I don't get to ogle it for long, though, because the Icon flicks the light switch and bathes the room in normal lighting. I suppose this place doubles as a dark room and a storage room, given the heavy-duty racks laden with boxes and equipment of all kinds. Why do you say this? You literally gave us a description of the room! It is implicit you've looked around. Jesus! So what are we doing? The Icon gestures at a stack of boxes. In this case, you see, it's time to put those fists of yours to use for something other than punching. They're much too heavy for me, you see, and I need one at each of the stations in here. I should have known. This is revenge for not being able to help with the stuff at the wedding, isn't it? Why, I'd never do such a thing. Again, it's kind of lame how often this preempts characters' responses with the emotions, instead of letting the sentence carry its own emotion. Like, the big problem I have with this is, you're doing this because your writing style is fucking garbage. Because you keep doing new lines for every single quote. If you didn't do that, you wouldn't need to do this all the damn time. He then looks away, contemplate. Like, why are you emphasizing never if you've already made it clear that he's being a cocky little bastard? The emphasis is wasted. You're pleonasming all over the place. He then looks away, contemplating something as Olivia giggles quietly. Actually, I don't think I can legally make you do this, but he stares at me expectantly, finishing his sentence by not finishing it. Oh, alright, I'll haul your heavy-ass boxes around. He claps his hands together. Nice! Come on, Olivia, let's get out of his way. You'll be able to help with what's in the box. We both head back towards the entrance of the room, and I'm left glaring at the boxes with a hefty dose of resentment. My ass is not deadlifting that shit right now. Luckily, I find that there's a cute little dolly tucked away in the very corner of the room. Jesus, if I wasn't looking for it, I don't think I would have seen it. Whatever. I walk over and after that, there we go. And I watch with the corner of my eyes. The Icon and Olivia look like I wasn't supposed to do that. What's with that look, huh?
I was really hoping you wouldn't see it, so you would try to lift them and fail miserably.
Oh, yeah, right. You just wanted to see my no-shirt having ass get sweaty so you get all hot and bothered. Or, you know, me pop out my shoulder because of the hole. You know, my bone poking out. He's got you there.
Mr. Yatakan!
Well, now it's my turn to laugh. She spins a chair and faces the wall, crossing her arms, pouting. With the dolly getting the boxes to where they need to go was easy enough. Yatakan steps out of the room for a moment and comes back with a tiny little toolbox as I'm wheeling the last thing into place. It's in position, and you know what? I admire my work. It's all done, Chief. I can see that. Good work. Now I'm for the next step. You'll want to pay attention to it. He grabs a large box cutter off a shelf and neatly opens the box. Setting everything else aside, he pulls out a large overhead lamp. A big-ass lamp? Icon gives me an exasperated side eye as he begins taking pieces out of the box and sorting them onto the table. D, we learned about this in class. You have been paying attention, right? Not just absent-mindedly taking notes? Yeah? To which question? I plead the fifth. It's an enlarger, D. Do I have to assign extra homework to make sure that you understand what these are before you use them? No, I take good notes. I just studied them when the butt of the syllabus comes around. Alright, if you say so. Either way, here you two go. The instruction booklet's right here. Two? Sure. I think you've ogled them long enough. Olivia goes red again. But doesn't deny it. He laughs, heading out the door. Hey, where are you going? I'll be right back. I need to go fetch a few things. Get started without me. Olivia and I look at each other and shrug as he leaves the room. She takes the toolbox into her lap and opens it up as I spread the instructions out and boggle at this weird fucking looking whatever this is. This weird ass nerd machine. I continue staring when a loud thunk next to me snaps me out of my reverie. How are you reverying at this moment, man? Sarcasm. As she roughly jams a piece into a place. I wince. Even if I don't know exactly what this thing is, I still gotta use it. Hey, easy. Those are for my classes, you know. Yeah, it's okay. It's just a big stinky lamp. Oh, stinky. Oh, stinky. Oh, stinky. Stink. Oh, it's so stinky. I can smell it in the air. I really don't think that's all there is to it. What is it then? Well, fuck if I know. But I know it's important. It's big, it's heavy. You know, expensive and important things are heavy and big. Why do you even take photography if you're not interested in it? Look, it was one of like 2 electives that had an open spot, and I'm sure as fuck not gonna do fashion design. Oh, God. You'd be miserable in that class. Probably. Photography isn't that class. Yadakan's the best teacher I ever had, and Ben is in a passion to make everyone like of it. Well, between the two of us, at least. Her expression sours ever so slightly at the mention of Ben, but she otherwise quietly hums a hand to another part. We just kind of work in silence. At a certain point, I kind of turn back to her. Hey, She glances at me. She wrenches the final part in place. What? I'm proud of you, you know? For? Well, just for everything with me, all that shit. Oh, well, it was a little rough at first, but you got through it. She sets the wrench down in the toolbox. Only with your help. I reach over, put my hand on his shoulder. I wouldn't have much help bleeding out in the elevator. You did all that. All I did was put my key in and turn a day. No, you made a decision. You got your character points to get the good ending. She looks confused, but doesn't say anything, so I continue. I could tell how nervous you were talking to a Yadakan. Even in that moment. But you put together and you made the call. I didn't even say a single thing. You just looked at me and did it. You trusted me. That's it. You know, like you said, we're a team. Something flutters in my eye when I look into those eyes. Speedy 8 rules be damned. I give her a... Oh, no! Oh, no. No, we're doing it. Screw this. No. I've had enough. Here we go. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, smooching time!
Thanks, Link, for providing us with the context we so desperately need. I feel... Oh no, she puts the tongue in and goes for the throat! Oh god, I can't stop myself from rushing back and coughing. The full length of the tongue is just lolling out limply. Whole lot of my throat, eyes wide. Holy fuck, Olivia! That shit went like all the way! You could steal my goddamn lunch! The tongue quickly snaps into a jaw. She claps both hands over it. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I've never kissed like that before. I don't even know what I was doing! Yeah, I mean, you could have told me back in my bobbin, but am I seriously like the first person? She's probably used to people with a muzzle instead of just instantly at the base, you might say. Human or dino? Okay, it says, oh, human or dino? She nods even more rapidly. A bark of laughter slips out of me and she tells me with an embarrassed glare-out combo. Shake my hand, smile mischievously. Oh, that's fine. We just gotta practice. Tis. I can't see a fucking thing. Even the HVAC is gun silent. Hold my hand up and... Yep, I can't see a thing. Well, I know Olivia's next to me. I hear her breathing. Day. I fumble in my pocket and pull up my dang phone. Using the screen as... You have a fucking flashlight on your phone. Everyone has one of those nowadays. Bathing us in a soft glow. Olivia looks fucking terrified as still sees my face, and even then she's still shaking. I'm here. Are you okay? Her hand finds my empty one and starts squeezing it a little too hard. Only a little, though. Yeah, I'm okay. Oh, she's scared of the dark. Not something I expected, but endearing as fuck. We sit inside, which makes it all the weirder that she later paints her windows black and everything. We sit in silence for a few moments. The shaking steadily slows as I run my thumb across her hand. And eventually she looks fine again and talks. Maybe we should find... Boom! The door flies open and someone calls our names out. A flash of light blinding us both. Olivia shrieking in fear as the first neuron that fires on my brain is protect. And I leap in front of her and post up to what would be assailant. The light fades and instead I'm met with the illuminated face of Yarrican. He doesn't look too amused about this whole situation. You know, as if he didn't just scare the absolute piss out of both of us. It took a bit to find the flashlight with the power out. Are you sure? You were gone for a while. Oops, did I scare you both? We both scream yes at him in unison, and he just grins. Just kidding. I know I did. I only got one done, huh? Two of you weren't slacking off and smooching or anything. Do you mean like...
Oh boy, smooching time!
Because it was, in fact, smooching time. They suck at it! How do you explain a kiss to something that has a beak? Don't even do blowjobs. Listen, a lot of people tell you that a beak job is an incredible thing if done properly, but that's like saying, man, a blowjob's fantastic if they start chewing on your dick. Great! Oh yeah, we're doing all kinds of snogging. Snogging? Are you fucking British or something? Gonna have to disinfect the shit out of it. Olivia shouts out my name in exasperation. But yeah, the can's unimpressed. Goody. Anyway, the power's out of the whole block, and apparently our backup generator is decades old and only keeps the AC on. Someone should get fired for that. Come on, we can wait it out in the studio. We follow him back out, and it's distinctly less dark in here thanks to what little light can make it through the heavy clouds in the monsoon, which has actually gotten worse as time has gone on. Yarrican steps over to his desk and starts digging through it. Olivia gazes out the window at the rain, humming quietly. Think it'll flood? I don't know, but with how it's coming down, probably. You know, the ground floor classrooms used to have carpet. Ugh, don't remind me. That young just suck out half the year's funding. I've never quite got over the water buckle, I think. Oh, I remember that. Yarrican whips out what I can clearly make out is a barbecue lighter. He flicks it on and reveals what he retrieved from his desk as he lights them. Tiny tea lights. They don't really do much jack shit to brighten it up, but hey, it's nice ambience. Won't those trigger the fire alarm? No, we'll be fine. They're much too small for that. Does that mean I can get a smoke real quick? They both look at me. Though he's just amused and she's disappointed. Ah, come on, I can't... I haven't had my after school cig yet. Who cares? Oh, who cares? We're the only ones here right now. Olivia looks at him in shock, and I let out, yeah. Mr. Yarrican. We're going to be stuck in here for a while, and I'd rather not have Dee getting antsy. I take my smoke and draw. Nick shakes are a bitch. Oh, both of you are insufferable. Oh shit, I don't have an ashtray. Yarrican reaches into his desk and pulls an ashtray out. Oh goddamn! Occasionally tosses him out when I snatch it out of the air. I like how he reaches into his desk and he takes it out and you put it down on his desk. Where did he throw it? Why didn't he just put it down? I like one every now and then, too. You're a real one for that, Trent. I let it go the first time. Oh, come on, we're smoking buddies now, right? Gotta be on first name basis. He shuts me down with a teacherly glare, but I laugh it off. All right. Sorry, Mr. Yarrican. He rolls his eyes and then and suddenly it looks as if he remembered something. All right, I called a taxi for the both of you when the power went out. Considering the conditions, it's definitely not going to be ready for a while. Both nod and I ask a question as I tap the ashes off into a tray. Guess we're just hanging out then? Well, you're not done with that homework, right? Olivia looks perturbed as I just look at him with a flat, I ain't doing all that face. I take another draw. I'm just playing. Even with the raging storm keeping us locked inside a school, the vibes are pretty good. Despite the Otacon not actually forcing Olivia to do homework, she at least attempts it again. And I'm glad to hop in and help out. But it's pretty clear she's no interested in it. At a certain point, the Otacon elects to fill the silence in the air with crazy-ass stories of things that happened in the semesters before I had arrived here. You know, a few years back, someone tried to take his hat right off his head. Let me tell you, I've never seen a shovel fly that fast. Deadass, he threw a fucking shovel at someone? Oh, yes. I mean, he didn't hit them with it, mind you, but no one ever tried it again. After that little nugget, Olivia just gives up on the schoolwork and throws out her own little tidbit. You know, I still owe you for ruining your coat last year. Oh, forget about it. I have a dozen of them in my jacket. In my closet, anyway. Oh, don't remind me about my fucking jacket. I'm still lamenting it. You're still mourning, you mean? Laughs I had at my poor expensive jacket's expense. What a fucking line. And we continue idly chatting until there's no more chat to be had. We sit in silence, but the ambiance of the storm holds us company. It's oddly soothing, honestly. Yannicon slumps down in his chair, huffing and puffing. We both moved our chairs up to his desk, just hanging. Oh, long day today. I give him a knowing glance, considering my knowledge of whatever's ailing him. He purses his lips and gives a small nod. I'll be okay, don't worry. I return the nod and he just goes on. Normally I'd be home by now, resting. Would you mind if I relaxed a little? Why wouldn't we? He shrugs, but takes the question as a yes and stretches behind him, cracking his spine against the groove of his chair. Grunting in satisfaction quietly, he leans forward and rests his arms on the desk. Olivia, I've been meaning to say. You used to be so quiet, isolated even. I'm glad to see you being more open. You think so? You've been in my classes all 4 years, and between then and now there's been distinct improvement. Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned, but it hurts me to see a student hurt themselves like that. When you're in the adult world, you see this all the time. Someone's in a rut and they just tend to stay there until their days blend together instead of lifting themselves up, like they've got all the time in the world. I wince, but I hope neither of them notice. That ain't way too fucking close to home for me. The Otacon scratches his chin contemplatively as he continues speaking his thoughts. So I'm proud of you for making an effort, Olivia. Oh, Mr. Otacon, thanks, but could have done it by myself, though. The Otacon glances at me, smile growing a little wider. As it does with most things, I never thought I'd be making the pair when I played referee between your little spat in art that day. But I'm glad that I did. You remember that, don't you? I hunch over in my seat, putting on my best Olivia pout and impersonating her voice as best as I could. I just want to watch the video without being gawked at. Stinging pain sailing up my spine as a tail whips across the skin of my bare back, leaving a red welt. Whew. God damn, woman! The Otacon begins guffawing, actually, doubling over in his chair as I glare at Olivia, looking at me with smug satisfaction, arms crossed as she leans back in her seat. Oh, get that. Domestic abuse this early? Goddamn! Oh, you two certainly are something special, that's for sure. Leans forward and pats us both on the hand, but then makes contact with Olivia. But when he makes contact with Olivia, she jerks her back with a quiet pained hiss. Shit. Olivia? Like a switch in my brain and a lingering pain left by the smack she gave me fades away. You okay? Oh, I'm fine. It just hurt. I was fine before, though. Oh, fucking shit, stupid. I forgot how badly you fucked up your wrist up for that stupid Mia shit. It's feeling better, though. You've now built that doohickey. The print enlarges. Of course, great work. Of course, great move. Student overworking herself, and I give to think her extra physical work. What am I doing? Olivia and I'll turn to him, and she speaks. It wasn't your fault. I didn't want you to worry. I have no idea how bad it was. You need to take care of yourself, Olivia. If something were to happen, I know you'd be completely beside yourself. I know. He gently lets go of her wrist, leaning back, looking between us. I know you were doing extra work, but how did it get this bad? It was a lot of extra work. Doing a whole group's assignment on top of my own for the last 3 weeks for basically all my free time. It's great practice. That's what I told myself. Yarikan takes her arm and starts gently working it around, watching as Olivia tries her best to try and hide the wincing. A hollow look settles over her face. I never would have made it to graduation. All because of that painting you switched. Wait, you knew about that? I guess he must have told him at some point. Well, he lets go of Olivia, who leans back and shakes. Oh, wait, he lets go of Olivia, leaning back and shaking his head. No, it goes back further than that. All the pain, all the event. Wait, but that painting isn't fucking relevant in this. The extortion has to do with something else. Did you just copy the fucking text without considering the implications thereof? Ho Shugenja! What a weird class. Oriental Adventures, what the hell were you thinking? Legend of the Five Rings. There we go. Chapter Rain. God damn it, you're just copying the... This isn't about that! She's being blackmailed because of him! You bingus, you can't just copy text when you've changed the series of events! I mentioned this before with, like, changing the whole thing with where they have the whole, you know, instead of being outside, they do it inside. It's like this author doesn't seem to fully understand what cause and effect is sometimes. Ugh. Oh, the pain, everything these past years all winds back to the entry in that gala. The very first four into the Oddworld, and it went like that. Olivia looks down at Anne again, stretching fingers back and forth gently. My hand finds hers and begins gently massaging it. You and that painting. It's a genuinely good piece, Olivia. I told you that so many times. I look at her and nod. She knows how much I like that thing. It's all I could talk about when we met. She looks between us carefully, managing a small nod in return. Yarikan suddenly rises from his seat, pacing back and forth along the class. What a horrible chain of events. I had to witness all of it all these years. Watched as it's taken your friends, your self-worth. That little smile you had when you came to my class, and now it's ruining your health. I'm uneasy. Yarakan has gotten exasperated in class with students, although irritated with my crony-ass jokes sometimes, but I've never seen him get angry like this. Olivia's apparently sharing my feelings right now as we lock eyes nervously. He exhales deeply, covering his eyes again. Now he sounds defeated. How would you know if he hasn't said the line yet? And I just sat here and watched it. I was just talking about how people act like they have more time than they have. What the fuck does he mean by that? Something in my guts twists painfully, but I have time to ponder it, because Olivia speaks. Yarakan looks up at the wall when she speaks. Somewhat even more eerie. Yarakan, are you alright? Oh, no, I'm super, actually. In fact, I've made my mind up about something. Do you take it to the gala, please? There's something I want you two to see. I open my mouth to speak, but I can't even take a breath before me cuts me off. No words, just do it. I can only nod, standing back up from my chair and stepping behind Olivia, grabbing hold of her chair handles. She looks confused as he steps towards the door and I start following him. She voices a question, and he stops, hand on the door's handle. What are you going to show us? Something that should have been seen a long time ago. Hello, Como! Or as I always say, hello, Mo. Get it? Because if you... Because like, it verbally aligns very nice with hello and Mo. Huh? What the hell? Oh my god, Jesus. Someone just showed me some of the pre-gens AI responses that YouTube likes to spit out, and they're so contextually deaf. It's incredible. Well, thank God I wear boots because the Attica was not fucking joking. This place is flooded as shit. We're winding through the hallways back towards the main building of the school. Olivia had brought her legs up to into a seat and was now curled to a little ball, head resting on her knees. The Attica didn't give a shingle shit about the water, trudging through it and keeping water up as he soaked his slacks. The drain in the floor bubbled and gurgled noisily as they tried in vain to keep the water level low. Couldn't help but find a feeling of unease that slowly crept up my spine as we trudged away from the windowed hallways. What little natural light that we had was fading away until it was nearly pitch dark once again. This place is creepy as fuck when it's dark. Remembering my move from the dark room, Olivia had taken her phone out and turned on its flashlight app to light the way. But it did little to kill the feeling. Hey, shit, where did the Atticon go? Mr. Atticon! Where'd you see him last? That way, I think. The administrative offices. I keep pushing her, managing to keep a steady pace thanks to yet again my boots. I love these fucking boots. Still, pushing a wheelchair through ankle-deep water proves to be a bigger challenge than I thought. Especially, have you forgotten that your shoulder is injured, my man? This is agonizing on a good day. It takes nearly 2 minutes for us to make it to the gala, which is thankfully not pitch black thanks to the glass ceiling. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like, I know that in the normal hallway shots, it's hard to notice, but if you look at the animation, well, there's a rain overlay, and it's really refined for some odd reason. I think it's gonna be Olivia. Yeah, it's gonna be Olivia. So the Olivia animation, right? You can in fact see that there is this large glass ceiling overhead, if you pay close attention. Why is that clock? That clock is like, what? Half to 9? I mean, I guess that's a normal school time, but Jesus. Man, get a load of that Halford 2.0. Why is there a guy in a... But yeah, you can see that there's like a light in the roof, if you pay attention. Alright, the administrative offices. Okay, the bigger challenge I thought takes nearly 2 minutes for us to get to the gala, which is thankfully needs a pitch black thanks to the glass ceiling. As stormy as it was, even being exposed to the outdoors was enough to paint the hallway in a deep hazy gray. Even still, no sign of the Atticon. Pull my own phone out and turn the flashlight on, and it's at that point I hear something else. Footsteps in the water. A whip is to the noise. A gentle ember bounces to and fro in the rhythm of the footsteps. Suddenly, a painting comes clattering against the floor towards us. That's the art contest painting. I don't have any time to think about it further. As out of the shadow steps the Atticon, a cigarette hanging out of his beak and the school's emergency fire access down on his shoulder. He glares hatefully down at the painting despite him not having... Okay, I have a question. So, the implication has always been that Inko kind of left his password around and Olivia managed to upload the painting. But how the fuck did she hand in a physical painting like this? Like, it made sense when she just handed it in digitally, right? Under Inko's name by using his account details that he forgot to get rid of. That works. But this is a physical painting, meaning at some point she handed this in. Because no one else is helping her. When did that happen? It's just a really weird detail when you think about it. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna wholesale copy this. Yeah, we're just gonna do one last favor. All right, fair enough. Atticon, what are you doing? His foot rips around, kicking the painting into the display case. It clatters off loudly. and slaps into the floor right below it. His gaze turns towards us as he takes a draw of his smoke. These are the one, yeah? No, he's not staring at us. He's just staring at Olivia. I can't find any words anyway. Neither can she. She can only muster a fearful nod. Fearful? The Otacon exhales, smoke billowing out of his mouth as he faces the display and begins stepping towards it. He lowers the axe shaft into his hand, gripping it both. This is my fight too. Olivia looks in shock as I step around the wheelchair and stand next to the Otacon and face myself. He only glances at me and I glance back. Oh, wait, it's a little early, excuse me. I guess I should actually play the animation because I think the actual audio track is in there somewhere. I don't know why they did that. Oh, it's not in there. I thought it would be. Oh, I know that the animations are silent. But, wait. I thought it was like a more bombastic version of this. I bit on my cheek a lot lately. It makes me so mad. We're both doing this for her. A spark flies between us as I twist my epicenter aside. Why are you involved in this at all? Do you not understand that this scene is not about you? For one, it's kind of weird we're talking about the contest entry, which wasn't even a fucking problem in this plot. That's been resolved as far as the plot's concerned. Two, that has nothing to do with you anyway. And three, the actual problem is that your thing is known. And four, this has to do with Iadicon and Olivia, which you have... I guess you have something to do with it because you talked about the painting, but like not in a way... You're fucking up the metaphor, man! Oh, you dumb moron! You can't just copy sentences wholesale and expect them to work if you change the scene! I twist backwards as the Iadicon whips their axe's blade directly into the landscape, carving a jagged hole through it. He yanks it out of the display case, swings again, striking wide and nearly bisecting it. He swings again and again, carving up the paint until it's nothing but tatters. Olivia watches in silent awe the entire time. Okay, I gotta... Hold up. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna say this. The original animation is done in a different art style because it's supposed to be surreal. And you're not even gonna be abstract with your writing? You're just going to do more realistic descriptions. No metaphor, no abstractions, no... What are you even doing here, buddy? What are we doing? What is this for? What are we achieving? Why? It just makes me so mad. You could have done something with this. You could have done something with this. You should have done something with this. But instead you didn't. And you just pretended that's good enough. You know, if it worked for them, it worked for me. No, it doesn't. This is a different media. The context is different. The characters are different. Why? Or as I like to say, Ubingus. The artist in me says, no art was made today. Only words for a director who couldn't be bothered. Anyway, it's gone. I jolt forward and capture his arm. Why do you capture him? Why do you catch his arm over my shoulder? Lend him my weight them. Let's go with the axe, and it goes clattering off to the side. God, he feels like nothing. So light, so frail. Leans into me, twisting his head towards Olivia as he wheezes out. Olivia, it's done. Both of them. Should have done this long ago. Yeah, but Iadicon, this is crazy. He's breathing slowly, steadily, but I'm not keen on letting him go quite yet. I know. Shame about all the other stuff. Oh, who fucking cares? Those students graduated years ago. You know how many of them still do art? None! If they're collateral, so someone else can, fine by me. How does that have anything to do with anything? He slowly peels himself away from me, steady on his feet now. Olivia, you don't have any other better paintings now, do you? Oh, what a shame. Now I don't have any. I can make another. Yes, that's what I need to hear. You make me proud to hear that. Do you remember? Do you remember in sophomore year when you challenged me to think of something I wanted to do and set a goal for it? Of course. I couldn't think of anything back then. But there's one thing I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I have someone I can trust to help. She looks at me, and I look back. Our hands find each other, fingers lacing. You know, you might notice that just reading the lines, you can tell how much of this doesn't actually do anything for the writing. Your head can fill in the gaps. I'm not even reading it, and I know what these characters are trying to do. If I can figure out the emotional tone of a sentence without your descriptive text, what is it fucking doing here anymore? You might say, well, your voice. No. I do not have my voice to work off of. I am interpreting stuff off the cuff. If I can interpret the emotional weight of your sentences, what is the descriptive text for? Why are you putting so much emphasis on everything with all these fucking new lines? It does nothing. You're wasting my time. I'm unwasting it. Promise not to laugh. Oh, I'd never. Would you mind asking me again, the Otacon? Sure. I believe it was. If you could leave right now, do anything you wanted, what would you want to do? Anything at all. Yep. I want to go see a fountain and paint it for you. Fucking brilliant. There's a fountain here? Not in the school, no. But there's a park not too far from here. You can barely see the fountain in the center of it from the window. You can't see right now in the storm, but that's where I want to go. I think I know of it. It's the one in Stick Equestrian Park, right? That's wonderful, Olivia. He staggers a bit again, and they jolt out and get under his arm again. To support. Stop it with the fucking doubling up, man! Jesus! He grunts quietly, but there's a hint of amusement to his tone. Good thing the power's out. No cameras up or anything. Good. Otherwise, I'd get keyholed for this shit, too. Oh, that means you can take the photo hell with her. Well, okay. I'm looking forward to that painting. You better get it to me. I will. He then turns to me and bats a fist into my chest, twinkling. And you better help. Oh, nothing I'd rather do, boss. He motions towards the school entrance. I help him for a good bit of the way there, but eventually finds his foot and then steps back, leaving me with a thankful hand on the shoulder. I peer off into the rain, grimacing. Thanks! Great! All my bandages are gonna get wet. Do you have one, Otacon? Wait, do you have one? Yeah, like how we're just... You're doing all this, and you keep doing shit like this, so that we know who the speaker is, and then you do this? Fuck you. Just fuck you, man. You're terrible. You're awful. Fuck you. Peers down at her quizzically, and she quickly clarifies. Do you have something you want to do? I'm already doing it. No, really? Really? Teaching high school is a great job that no one ever regrets. You should pose that question to D. He's just been standing there sneering in the rain. Well, go on, D. I swear to God we talked about this exact thing before. Well, I haven't heard, so tell me. Fuck. I guess I want to be the featherweight champion of the IEFC. Lofty. You know they've never had a human champion in that division, right? Wait, you watch IFC? On very rare occasion. I mean, it's artful sometimes. Oh, wait, no, he says that. It's artful sometimes. See, I told you so. Now you have to watch it again with me. I tell you what, I'll start watching it when you're in the ring, D. Fine. And when I'm up in the cage wearing that belt, you're gonna be in the crowd at the stadium, and I'm gonna point at you and laugh my ass off. Quite a promise to uphold, D. I got the will and the skill. Laughs go around the little circle, except Olivia felt a little more light. Free, airy. It may feel good. We'll continue bantering for a little while until it's all cut too short by the arrival of the taxi. The mirth of our conversation is replaced with a quiet fondness, one that left my thoughts to wander back all the things we said today, even back to when I first came in. It's a strange circumstance. It wasn't even that long ago. I was still angry, lost, and then I found my quirky little group of friends. Damien, Liz, and Olivia. I don't think I would be where I am right now without her. It only made her It only made me love her more. Love. Do I love? Oh, like that. Please use an interruption dash for that. That is not a trail off. Do I love Olivia? I think I do. I love her. Holy shit, I love Olivia. I'm ripped out of my thoughts by the taxi driver blasting his horn impatiently. Oh yeah, the taxi. Olivia draws a hood up as I take the grips of her chairs. We'll peer at Olivia for the last time today and thank him. He shakes his head, smiling. Oh, no need of thanks, seeing my students grow and prosper into adulthood is all the reward this old fossil needs. He's in his 30s, by the way. He turns on his heel and with a wave sends us off into the rain towards the taxi, the driver of which is bellowing out about the gas burning in his car. Olivia gets herself situated in the car and I lean back to stare at her. Yeah, I'm worried. There's a feeling in my gut which I don't like. It's one that I felt before, and one I can't put my finger on. But I don't like it at all. Oi, hurry up! Oi, hurry up! Sorry. Wow. Wow! That was... I don't know, man. That kind of stumbled into failure. And then we get the Liz chapter, and I don't even know why you're doing that one. And then we get... This is the one, right? This is the one with Ferris where they go... Well, I said I was gonna do another chapter and I did, and you know what? That's we'll stick it to that. Jesus. What a Yeah, just what I guess. That's all I got. I don't know what to tell you. It just copy pasted most of the chapters, beat some points, and I don't know what to think about it. It drives a man to think about a ferret. Yeah, there really is nothing to say about that.